Hey, so I have hurt my elbow. I don't know what's happened to it. I think I was either leaning on it too much, but it really hurts every single time I try and straighten my arm. And I'm going to go to a nogi jiu-jitsu session later, and I've got clients I've got to train. So I thought I'd just do a quick instructional on how I'm going to be just supporting my elbow. I have pre-cut 2 bits of K-tape. I have no affiliation to any of the brands. So this one is Rocktape, this one is Sporttape. I find that this one's slightly thinner and a little bit more stretchy, and this one's a little bit more sturdy, but both I think are great. Now, for this application, I am going to start with my wrist bent down, and I measured it out so that it fits. It starts in the middle of my forearm, and it's going to go along and around the back of the elbow, just a couple of inches. So that's how I measured this one. Then I've got another one that's about 4-5 inches wide, and that's going to make a cross section over the end. I've no idea how this is going to work because I'm doing this on myself, but what you always need to do is you always want to create an anchor. So ripping through the paper to then pull off, say, about an inch of the paper. With my hand down, I've just learning to moisturize. I am going to be placing this one, trying not to touch it too much, midway along my arm, just above the elbow. Now, nice and gently. Now, the worst bit is when the tape starts to stick. I am going to have a tiny little bit of a stretch, probably like 10%, just coming down over that elbow area. And don't forget, when you do anchors, there is absolutely no stretch whatsoever. So the first bit of Rocktape is down, and I'm just rubbing over it as this just helps warm up the adhesive and helps it stick even more. Now for this small bit, you're going to rip the paper in the middle. And this is the one that I think is going to be tricky because you need to have a fair amount of tension on this. And this might be something that is just not going to work so well doing it by yourself, but we're going to try it, right? So I am going to be trying to create some tension over the middle of this as I'm pressing this down over the elbow joint. Let's see if we can do this. So I think what I'm going to do is the first bit, I'm going to stretch apart with my fingers. And again, this is the more stretchy one. So I've got my hand down. I'm going to stretch a little bit over the middle as much as I can. And then from here, I'm just going to have to stretch it. I'm going to stretch as much as I can on this side. Place it down. Again, don't forget that anchor has no stretch. And then from here, I'm going to pull as much as I can, making sure I am not messing up the tape or it's folding over, down to this side. And again, the anchor has no stretch. Good, that feels good. I can immediately feel that this feels like it is firm and that there is stretch on there against my skin. It's always tough, isn't it? Because sometimes you are the only person around to tape yourself up. But can it be done for an elbow? Yes, it can. How does it feel? Feels good? Definitely feels good. I think one thing, if I was going to change, I probably would try to avoid having it come so far into the crease of the elbow because that just feels a bit weird. But in terms of support, I think it's great.